Hey Leo, we're going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys, Leo. Leo. Of course. All right. A bunch of cards fell, but they were all face down, so we're just going to keep going. All right, Leo. All right. Oh, are you kidding? Oh, wow, the world card's at the bottom. All right. Okay, so let's see. You guys have number 19. Only weavers know the time, and you have it with this 6 of Pentacles here. This is showing up for your current energy. So, all right, only weavers know the time with the 6 of Pentacles. I feel like you're like, I know the time. Like, I know what time it is, or I don't know. Maybe there's someone who's friggin' asking you for the time. I want to say like Big Ben. I don't know. Something, I don't know. I'm seeing like literally Big Ben, you know, in London. Okay, so I'm not really sure what's up with that, but the clock. Okay, so 6 of Pentacles. All right, I feel like there's maybe something that you're like, I can devote this amount of time to whatever this is, okay? That kind of thing. That could be something that you're just like maybe figuring that out, or I also get like kind of a nice energy with this too. I also feel like there's something that maybe you're like, I'm dedicating this period of time to whatever this is, or I feel comfortable, trusting how much energy or time or whatever it is that you're pouring into a certain connection or person or something like that, all right? That's kind of what I'm feeling. So, all right, let's see. I like your numbers. I'm not sure why, okay? You have number 19 and 6, and I don't know why, but I feel like that 196, for whatever reason, I'm getting positive energy off of that, all right? So, okay, you have the 8 of Wands. This is showing up in your environment, so I feel like there's maybe something that is going very quickly in your environment, or this is maybe hearing a quick response with something. What I'll also say is, I got to tell you, only weavers know the time with the 6 of Pentacles. You might be doing something that you're like, I can devote all the time in the world to this. Like, I friggin' love this, whatever it is. And it could be that that like time is like escaping you, or that there's like whatever it is that you're doing, you're like, God, this is making me like lose a sense of time or something like that. I mean this in a healthy way, okay? Like, doing something, or I don't know, that is like making you feel like, when they say like, when you're having fun, the time goes quicker, like that kind of thing, or like time flies when you're having fun. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So, all right, let's see. For your challenge, you're the 2 of Pentacles. Aries like literally just got the same thing, so it's showing up for you as well. So, I mean, I feel like the challenge is almost kind of obvious here. Okay, I was going to call you Taurus. I think the challenge is really one of like needing to balance time, okay, or trying to maybe, be able to. It's like, okay, I want to give all my time to this. I want to, I really want to devote myself to whatever this is. But it's like the challenge is like, yeah, I know, but you have to like. There's other things, going on. There's other things that like maybe need your attention. That maybe you're like, I don't want to like devote. It's like I'd rather do my time doing this. When people you see like bumper stickers and stuff, and it's like I'd rather be fishing, or I'd rather be, I don't know, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. That's almost what this feels like. So, all right, for your opportunity, you have the reverse Ace of Cups here. So that's pretty interesting, all right? It feels like you have some opportunity to possibly have a new start in an emotional connection of some sort, or this could just be a release of something, a release of creativity. You know what I almost understand like a creative block being lifted, and it's just like the floodgates open, all right? That's kind of what I'm feeling. I know it's reversed, but I'm getting this in like a very positive way. So, all right, let's see what else here. Leo, Leo. All right, let's see, Leo. All right. Okay. All right. The Knight of Pentacles just came out here. So that's kind of interesting considering we are talking about like time, or that seems to be something that's like what being highlighted. The Devil and the Page of Pentacles. I almost feel like this is something to do with your environment, with that 8 of Wands, an incoming message of some sort, or a message that really sticks in some sense, okay, that kind of thing. Or receiving something that maybe has like an attachment of some sort, like an email, or I don't know, something. So let's see, what the heck is this? The 7 of Wands. Whoa, jumpy. And Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Yeah, there definitely is something about time, dedicating it to have it, you know, that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's, again, let's try this again. Leo. I mean, I'm not even surprised. You just got the High Priestess, but I'm like, yeah, I feel like that makes sense. All right. And the reverse Five of Pentacles is at the bottom. So let's see. So you guys have the High Priestess in the past energy, and then you have the Six of Pentacles in your current energy. So I feel like there was something that maybe was like kind of elusive, or you were just like having to go off of like your pure intuition with something. All right, that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I feel like happened in the past. I also understand something that is maybe like kind of obvious. All right, that kind of thing. There was something about that, but I do understand you kind of like maybe I almost want to say doing something kind of like privately, whatever it is, something about that. I'll also say with this High Priestess, maybe there was something here that you just like went into, or you were kind of like basing something again like really off of like an intuitive, I want to say schedule, something about that. Okay, that kind of stuff. And I feel like right now you're like, you know what, I like the way that feels. I want to keep pouring into that. I want to keep doing that thing. I want to like I want to spend my time doing this, or this is how I want to devote my time. There's something like that. Okay, I even wonder if there's something about the letter B. Okay, the reason why I'm saying that is like the Six of Pentacles is like leaning over to that side, and I feel like that, I don't know, I just feel like there's something about that. So, all right. All right, so let's see. You guys have the Ace of Swords reversed with the Two of Pentacles. You have it with this perspective card showing up for your challenge. So this Ace of Swords is showing up in your previous energy. So it certainly could be that maybe there's something here that, or in the past possibly, that you just were not, I want to say like wise to, you know, with that owl, something about that, okay? Or there was something that maybe was confusing, or you were like looking for a certain something, that kind of stuff in the past energy, okay? Maybe, yeah, like being like, I don't understand this thing, or I can't find this particular thing, something about that, all right? Especially with that perspective card, okay? It says like orbital on the bottom of it. I don't think you can really see that, but I don't know, probably not. But it says orbital on there, and like that's kind of like vision, you know, that kind of stuff. So, So yeah, it's like almost like there was something that like you couldn't see, or there was something in the past that like you didn't want somebody else to see, something about that. But I feel like the whole thing of it is you going into this in like an intuitive type of way, all right, that kind of stuff. And it's funny because I almost feel like you're like, I'm not even going to look at the clock, or I'm not even going to look at numbers, or I'm not going to look at the time of something. I'm just going to kind of like do what I'm doing, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, you know, some of you guys, maybe there's something here that you're just like, I'm just trusting how this is like, I just trust the timing of this, you know, with that High Priestess being like, I feel like my intuition says I should trust this. I don't know, something like that. So, all right, so yes, interesting that there was this energy of like maybe not being certain about something, or kind of like looking for something, or feeling like, you know, I haven't seen that thing, or I'm not sure of this particular thing. But then with this Two of Pentacles here, again, it's like that energy of possibly being challenged by maybe having to like move forward with something, or adjusting two different things, or maybe even more than two different things. But I feel like either something starts at the exact same time, okay, that kind of thing, or there's again this energy of you maybe being challenged by having to like devote time to this thing and time to that thing. And you know, again, like I feel like I do say it kind of a lot, like there's only 24 hours in a day, all right, that kind of stuff. So you know, that could, I mean, it could just be like something about timing, or having to like devote your attention, time to multiple different things, that kind of stuff, okay? What I will also say is like this Two of Pentacles as a challenge, it could be that you're just like, I only want to do the thing that is like, that I really, really want to do. It is really easy to avoid or ignore like responsibilities or other things that we need to do, whatever it is, if we're like really into, something that like, again, like you feel like I'm losing track of time, or I could do this forever, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thing. So all right, let's see, you have the Three of Swords with the Eight of Swords, and this is showing up for a part of this challenge. So I think that this is something about separating, like I want to say block scheduling. I don't know where we're going here, but I'm just going to go with it, okay? I feel something about like block scheduling, or there is something that like coming apart with something, or breaking something. Well, I don't think you should be breaking something unless you're supposed to. I don't know, something like that, okay? Maybe I'm almost like picturing you guys like taking apart a clock. Like now I'm like, what is going on here? So there's something about that, or like cogs. I don't even know if that's a word. Okay, something like that. But what I mostly understand here is, again, separating like maybe your day or separating something here so that like there's a certain like ending point. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just like, oh, timeless. There's like an ended point with something, all right? That might be something here. You have this Eight of Swords here, so I feel like whatever's going on, it's going to give you the energy of maybe feeling freed up or maybe feeling like, okay, that's the solution out of this thing, or now I can figure out how this thing can work, that kind of stuff. I swear to God, I feel like this is opening up time for you or opening up more free time or free space or something like that. Maybe you guys really like physics, okay? That kind of stuff. You might be really big into physics or I don't know, something like that. That's cool. So all right. Okay, so you have the Seven of Swords. This is showing up as what to avoid. I gotta tell you, this is avoiding escapism, okay? Like all this, like, oh, I wanna spend all my time doing this thing or whatever the heck it is. There is something to be like, okay, I know, but like, you like, don't make sure, try and not make that turn into like, now we're escaping from whatever this thing is, or we're just kind of like, even ignoring our other like what other things we have to do, or you know what I'm saying, like that kind of stuff. That I don't know, that's really what I'm getting. I'm also getting something about like avoid thinking you've gotten away with it. I don't know what the heck that's that is in charge of it. In what the heck, I was gonna say in charge of, entitled to. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm mostly understanding the message of like, you know, trying not to allow this to turn into like, again, like an escapism thing. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That's an easy thing to do. So, you know, that's kind of what I'm seeing. So, all right. In your environment, you guys have the Six of Wands and you have it with the Eight of Wands here. So yes, I feel like in the past energy, there was something that you either showed up to or was something that was like, it starts at this time. You must be present at this time, that kind of stuff. And I wonder if it's like, yeah, like we need to like get there like right now. You know what's funny? It feels like you're like, we have all the time in the world. And then like something in your environment is like, no, actually this is happening right now. Or, this could be a person in your environment that's like, I'm almost getting someone being like, you're up, it's your turn, or you're up. I don't know, something like that. And you're like, wait, I thought I had more time, or I don't know, something like that. All right. That's kind of what I'm understanding. I do understand a sense of urgency in your environment. So that's a little bit interesting with all this, like, we have all the time in the world, like that kind of stuff. So, all right. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Dude, why am I getting like Paul Revere off of this? That is so random. Like, you know, when they're like, the British are coming, like that's like what I'm getting that in your environment. I don't know. Maybe someone's like coming through with like a friggin' announcement. It's like, dude, this is happening right now. Like right now. I don't know. I'm totally getting that. Okay. All right. Weird. So, all right, let's see. Okay, so you guys have, let's see, you have informing, and this is, oh, interesting. Okay, a lot of I references, okay? So you have perspective orbital, and then informing left orbital socket. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. And look, there's like this awesome friggin' light thing coming from the skull's eye. These cards are seriously so beautiful. I love them. I don't know if they show up that great on camera, but you know what? They are really, really cool. Okay, so, all right, so opportunity is informing. So there is definitely something about like, it's so interesting. There's all this like, you know, in the past here, like, oh, I didn't see that, or I didn't understand that, or something about that, or I'm searching for this thing and I don't know where it is, that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm understanding that. And then it's like in your opportunity, it's kind of a little, not the same, but it's like opposite. It's like, this is like, oh, I found it. Like I'm illuminated now. I've found it. Like I can see the light, you know, that kind of stuff. It feels like someone getting their friggin' eyes dilated too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, something like that. So, all right, you have the Two of Pentacles and you have it with this reverse Ace of Cups here. So again, there's that Two of Pentacles again. So this is like shaping up for your opportunity. So your past energy here, this Two of Pentacles, I think that you probably are better at juggling your time than you're giving yourself credit for. Or it's like, I know how to do that, but there's something here that maybe is like a friggin' hyperfixation or something that you're like, no, I'm devoting all of my time here. Like that, I don't know, something like that, okay? That kind of thing. Okay, could have something to do with it. I'm also understanding a storyline of maybe somebody who's like, yes, I have the time to do that, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to give you my time, you know? And listen, I don't know. That could just be what it is, all right? There could be something where it's like this person is like, I don't want to give my time to that thing. I don't want to give my free time to whatever it is. And it could be that maybe there's somebody in your environment like, yeah, I know, but I need to be there like right now, or, you know, something like that. Super interesting. So, all right. Yes, I do think that I think that you've already like shown a certain level of being able to be like, okay, I know how to, like, I have to do this thing first so that I don't feel like, so I almost like, so you don't feel like you have to be like staring at the clock. Like, what time is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like this thing's already done. You can kind of move on to the next thing here, that kind of stuff. Okay. That is definitely like something that I'm feeling. And then with this Ace of Cups reversed here, I really do think that this opportunity has something to do with like, you know, you think of like, okay, so Ace of Cups upright, that is love, right? So Ace of Cups reversed, maybe that is like, maybe not so much of a loving energy, that kind of stuff. But since it's showing up as your opportunity, it could be that it's like, hey, revealing something or seeing the light of something. That could be, I don't know, something that brings in like some like emotional outpouring, or again, I am getting something about like a creative burst, like having a creative burst on something, that kind of stuff. Okay, I do understand that. I think you're going to be informed. I want to say informed about something. Okay, I do want to say that. I think there's a level of being informed about something that either you're going to be the one who's like informing somebody about something, or somebody in your environment is going to be informing you about something here. Okay, that's kind of what I'm understanding. I almost get the Judgment card off of your reading. Okay, that kind of stuff. All right, yeah, like I'm getting someone like sleeping through an alarm, or I don't know, something like that. So let's see. You have the Queen of Swords with the Three of Cups here, showing up for part of this opportunity. So yeah, I mean, with this informing card here, I think that that's what it is. I think that you maybe are in the energy of informing maybe somebody when something starts, or being like, okay, I need to be like extremely decisive about whatever this is, or being more organized about something. Like, again, maybe when something is starting, or how somebody is showing up to something, or, you know, something like that. Okay, that kind of stuff. Yes, I do feel like I really am getting that. It's like you're going to be like, you certain information that you're like passing along the way, something like that, that is showing up as an opportunity in some source. But I wonder if it's like, you have to like, I don't know, tell somebody. I'm getting that Big Ben reference again. So I'm like, are you like an actual alarm clock? Like, or I don't know. There's something about that. I feel like that's like a symbol for somebody, or there's something deeply like symbolic with whatever this is. Okay, that kind of stuff. I am understanding that. I just don't exactly know what the message behind that is. Okay, it's probably gonna be different for all of you guys, but I do understand something about like that being like symbolic in some sense. All right, that kind of stuff. So yeah, for some of you guys, maybe you're like the one announcing when something is, again, like a get together is starting, or you're, I don't know, maybe even like figuring something out in some capacity, maybe to do with the internet, or to do with communication, or something like that. All right, that kind of stuff. Okay, High Priestess, Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, friggin' perspective, informing, like Eight of Wands. You have the King of Swords here. It's like definitely a lot. So all right. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I also want to say like that you're like, I could do this with my hands tied behind my back, or I don't know, something like that. So all right. Okay, so you have the King of Swords here, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So listen, I don't know that that's so much of a friggin' issue, because you're in the energy of like kind of being maybe a little bit like elusive with even like where it is that you're devoting your time, or what it is that you're like, I'm trusting the timing here, that kind of stuff. That seems to be your energy. So it's almost like avoiding going back to something that's like overly logical, that kind of stuff. Okay, I would also say like, okay, there's also something here about like maybe not believing in yourself, or being like, okay, maybe I've had a victory in this, but can I really do it again? Or was that a fluke, or something about that? All right, that's kind of what I'm understanding. So this might even be like, hey, avoid, I I don't know, manipulating something or manipulating time, or I don't know, trying to figure out something on so much of a logical base, okay? That kind of stuff. Or even trying to, like, I want to say predict a certain thing here. What it is, I don't know, but there's definitely something about that. But this is a little interesting to me, this like Queen of Swords, then you have the Three of Cups, and then you have the King of Swords here, okay? Again, this is all showing up for your opportunity. I just feel like this could even be like, hey, there's a certain person and whatever this is that maybe it's like avoid this particular person, okay, or avoid this particular energy, something about that, okay? This could be a doctor, a professional person, I don't even know, like I don't know, something like that, but I see that as like avoid that and for whatever reason, okay, that kind of stuff. Maybe because somebody in your environment is trying to like quickly get something up and running, all right, or that kind of thing. So really interesting. That's what I have for you guys, Leo. I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you could check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.